Sure, fellas, I'm reminiscing my Latin America travels. Let's make tres leches. That's Biscoff Tres Leches today. Let's not waste any time, let's get straight to it. I'm using a 20 by 26 centimeter buttered tray for takeaway for a dinner I'm going to. Set your oven to 180 degrees and grab a bowl. Add your flour, salt, baking powder and give it a mix. Set it aside. Now we're gonna grab 2 bowls, separate your egg yolks from your egg whites. I'm using a slightly more as I'm making a small and a large batch. Large batch. We're using a hand mixer for convenience. Mix until well combined. Then we're gonna add our sugar, vanilla and milk until it is gradually mixed well. And always guys, don't forget to add the cinematic underyolk shot for your viewers.
No. Fuck.
Yep, after that's done and cleaned your phone, gradually mix your sugar into the egg whites while whisking them into sturdy heat. Now it's time to mix the dry and wet. Add your flour into your egg mixture. Here, the key is to not overmix. We don't want to overdevelop that gluten. I've done it in 3 goes, you can do it in 2, but the key here is to just fold it gently into the mixture so that it is well incorporated without overdeveloping the mix. Remember, we're trying to make a sponge cake, not a bread cake. Alright guys, it's milk time. Add your evaporated, sweetened and full cream milks into a bowl and mix until the sweetened condensed milk dissolves, and then set that aside. Time to whip up our whipped cream to get even more whipped so you can be fully fucking traumatized. I'm adding some powdered sugar and vanilla essence to my heavy cream and using the hand mixer to turn it into a spreadable whipped cream, just so it can taste a little bit better. You can skip this if you like, but we're gonna whip that with a hand mixer 90% of the way through and then finishing the last 10% with a manual whisk. I just do this because I have turned my heavy cream into butter before by going too hard. So if you know how to control yourself, just go 100% of the way with the hand mixer. That's all good. No problems. All right, it's been about 20 minutes in the oven. I'm gonna take my cake out and flip it upside down. This is just because the uniform shape on the bottom, it just looks better for presentation. After we've set our cake back in our tray and we've waited 10 minutes for it to get a little bit cooler, we're gonna fork the shit out of this. So fork all over. These holes are gonna help the milk absorb into this cake and give it that classic spongy, wet, sloppy mouthfeel. Now we'll grab our milk mixture and tip it all over. This is gonna sit in the fridge for at least about an hour before you add the Biscoff and the whipped cream on top. Now we're gonna be macerating our strawberries. I've got some fresh strawberries here, I'm gonna slice them up. And what macerating is, basically adding some sugar and some lemon juice or some water or some liquid like that. What it basically does is through osmosis, it pulls the sweetness out, makes it more delicious in desserts. Rather than eating just a raw strawberry on top of your cake, macerating them, it goes 100% better, trust me. Now we will add our microwaved and soft Biscoff spread laid in between our cake and whipped cream. This is the flavor booster and the secret to this ingredient. It adds such a nice depth to this dessert. If you like Biscoff, you will love the shit out of this. All right, we're almost done. Add your whipped cream all over the top of the Biscoff and then layer your macerated strawberries on top of that. For best results, I recommend keeping this in the fridge for at least half a day, if not overnight. It actually gives the cake the time to spread all those milk juices into every centimeter squared of this dish. I'm telling you, just be patient.
Honestly, I should bake more often.